Imagine this. You are a teenager out on the streets celebrating the night before Nelson Mandela's release. Music is everywhere. People singing, pure energy. And suddenly, a car with lights off drives straight into a crowd. You survive, but arm gone. And somehow, you still end up becoming one of the most famous DJs in the world. Hey, this is Ziggy Music. I took out 5 learnings from some interviews, the real lessons behind black coffee.
Black Coffee grew up in South Africa in a house with no electricity, raised mostly by his grandmother. While other kids were playing, he was milking cows twice a day, chopping wood, doing chores before and after school. His father wasn't around much, and emotional expression didn't exist in the household. You worked, you survived, you moved on. Then came the accident at age 14. A crowd celebrating Mandela's release, a car plowing through people, chaos. His shoulder was ripped so violently that the nerves detached. No specialists, no real treatment, just pain. Months in the hospital, tiny bits of hope, then disappointment. He dreamt that one morning he'd wake up and his arm would work again. It never did. But music stayed. His escape, his imagination, his doorway to a bigger world. Lesson 1. A hard childhood builds strength, but also walls. Growing up, he learned that if you want something, you work. Simple as that. That mindset made him unstoppable later in his career. But the cost? He became a loner. He learned to trust only himself. His circle stayed small, and emotional communication was basically non-existent. That shaped how he handled friends, partners, even conflict. When something felt off, he'd disappear. It was the survival instinct of a kid who had to handle everything alone. The point for you: your background can give you power, but it also leaves scars. Use the strength. Heal the damage. Lesson 2. Acceptance is stronger than hope. For years after the accident, he hoped the arm would magically recover. He did physiotherapy, pushed himself, waited for signs of muscle returning. Nothing changed. Only when he accepted reality did things begin to move. He learned to do everything with one hand, tying shoes, opening doors, and eventually DJing. Even playing vinyl. And that limitation shaped his sound, his mixing style, his musical identity. It made him original. His mindset became, I might lose a lot, but I'm not losing music. He practiced 2 hours a day before he ever touched a club. No audience, no applause, just discipline. The lesson: acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means building from where you are, not from where you wish you were. Lesson 3. Clarity plus routine beats talent plus vibes. As a young producer, someone asked him where he saw himself in 2 years. He nervously answered, in 5 years, I want to be one of the most important producers. And once he said it out loud, he realized he now had to earn it. 2 years later, he won his first major award. But here's the key: he never chased a #1 hit. In fact, that idea scared him. Because chasing charts forces you to repeat yourself, forces you to play safe, forces you into fear. So instead, he focused on quality, substance, longevity. He structured his career so he stayed in control, releasing his music independently and licensing it, separating African releases from global releases, ignoring trends when they didn't fit his artistic identity. For creatives, the message is clear. Say what you want. Build routines that back it up. Design your career so your taste stays intact. Lesson 4. Managing identity. Nathi versus Black Coffee. The most interesting part of his journey is the tension between Nathi, the kid from a small village; Black Coffee, the global superstar. When Nathi calls a restaurant, we're fully booked. When Black Coffee calls, of course we have a table. Same person, 2 worlds. That shift can mess with your head. Returning to your old neighborhood and realizing you're now more successful than the people you once admired, your ego can go in dangerous directions. For him, therapy became essential. He needed to understand when he was acting from childhood survival mode and when from grounded adulthood. He even built his life around this split. One house for his kids and mother. Normal, warm, grounded. A second house as the Black Coffee House. Art, memories, legacy pieces, Grammy suit on the wall. It's intentional. He's designing his identity instead of being consumed by it. The lesson: if you don't manage the artist inside you, the artist will manage you. Lesson 5. In the end, we're all chasing the same thing. At the end of his interview, he was asked what his favorite sound is. His answer: laughter. Because people laugh when they're happy. And after everything, poverty, injury, fame, pressure, happiness is still the real goal. Not money, not hype, not status. Moments of real joy. So, here's what we take from Black Coffee. Your past is material, not a prison. Acceptance beats unrealistic hope. Clarity plus routine will build what talent alone can't. Separate your human self from your artist self. And remember, happiness is built from moments, not milestones. If this episode gave you something, share it with someone who's carrying their own one-arm story. It might be exactly what they need today.